Okay, in this video we're going to go through the employer demo of the Coignition platform. Now this is a HTML demo, so I don't need to fill all the fields out and I can get through this fairly quickly. So let's get started. So here on this screen, if you've already registered, you would log in as you normally would, but what we'll do is we'll go through the registration process. So here we'll put our name in, email address, we'll choose a password, and we put a referral code in which gives us access to other discounts, things like App Store and things like that, which I'll show you in other videos. Company information, really important that you spend a bit of time filling this out, because this allows the platform to marry you up to recruiters who may specialise in your industry. So you can click which industries you specialise in, as it could be multiple, and this will give us a really good idea of who you should be working with and talking to find you better candidates. So as we scroll down to the terms and conditions, a really good point to note here, you only pay whatever you dictated at the point of hiring. You don't pay before and you don't pay any more than that to use the whole platform. That's it. That's what these terms and conditions tell you. So it's free of charge to use. You only pay the price you dictated at the point of hiring. The other thing it says in there is that there is no contract, so you use the platform on its merits. If you don't like it, you don't use it. You can use it as much or as little as you want, and you can use it alongside your current methods of recruitment. So it doesn't tie you down, and it gives you more options. It gives you more reach. So once you've had a read through those and you've agreed with them and prove that you're not a robot, we'll complete the registration. This would then send you an email to activate your account, and on activating your account and then logging in, you'd be faced with this screen. So this is the main screen, and these 6 circles here depict the recruitment process. Hopefully they're self-explanatory. There's nothing happening yet because we've not added a vacancy. So let's click on add a vacancy. And as we scroll down, it wants the basic dimensions. So job title, job type, really important here. Coignition is the only platform that can do permanent, part-time, contract, temporary, pro bono, non-exec. And the language changes depending on which role. So if it's contract, it will reflect, in the UK for instance, IR35, temporary, the working directive and so on, so that you are recruiting people legally. Number of available roles, base location, a brief description of the job which will go onto the advert, and a job description. And there's stuff within the App Store to help you write those better. Down to benefits, what are the benefits of remuneration with the vacancy. And then we start to get into some of the main USPs within Coignition. Now this is only a demo. In the live version, in the salary here, there's 2 boxes, so you can bracket the salary, i.e. between 40,000 and 50,000. Here you can see we've just got 1 box. This is just a demo, and it's suggesting, based on the geographical location of the vacancy and the type, that the average salary for this is about £42,000. You can put whatever you want in. Put the department number, the department and the purchase order number in, and then we'll move to guide price. This is what you pay at the point of hiring. You can put anything you want in here. Obviously, the more realistic it is, the more recruiters are going to work on it. But you have complete control of the price, and this is all you pay at the point of hiring. So whatever you put in this box here is what you pay at the point of hiring and not before. And that's the whole cost of the whole platform. There's no other hidden costs. So it's made a suggestion here. That's saying that you're going to get some fairly good recruiters working on it, but you can put whatever you want in. Now scrolling down to choose your recruiter, Coignition's default position is it's going to send your vacancy out to every recruiter who's registered on the Coignition platform globally. Now not to fear, because what it's not going to do is share with them the hiring manager's name, any of the contact details of the company or the company itself. It's just going to have the job, title, where it's based, what sector it's in, the brief job description and the job description, the detailed one. And then they can bid off that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say, right, okay, there's 5 bid slots, for instance. So 5 recruiters will win bid slots for this. 100 can apply, but you're going to choose the top 5. Then, to really up quality, we're going to choose how many CVs these 5 recruiters can send us. And it could be that you only want 1 CV each, which means you're only going to get a maximum of 5 CVs, but you know that each of those 5 recruiters are going to try really hard to make sure that that candidate meets your requirements, because they've only got 1 shot at this and you're going to leave them some feedback afterwards. So it's really, really important that they do a good job. So we're forcing quality into it, giving you more time to get on with your day job and making sure the recruiters are actually doing what you're paying them for. Now, if you don't want to send this out to everybody on Coignition, and it's a specialist job. We can specify which industry they must come from, or they must have a working knowledge of, especially if it's a highly regulated industry or something like that. So you can be very targeted, or you can choose to show this all of them. We'll put the interview process in, and the screening process. Again, this is a really cool feature. This is where you dictate that they've got to check that they've got a passport, a visa, a driving license, a clean CRB check, credit check, references, things like that, or things that you would want the recruiter to check prior to sending you the candidate. So if the recruiters aren't on the platform, then you can invite them, and this would get you further discounts, which you'll see as we go through the demo. Here we've mocked up a list of recruiters you've worked with previously. We've put an idea of their trend as to how they're performing, their rating, their sector, vacancies filled, and so on. And we can actually click on the recruiter, and when they register, they're invited to create their own page on Coignition, so that when you find them, you can have a look through. So here we can see who the MD is, we can see their social media, company description, the video, what the office looks like. And the most important bit is the live real-time management information as to how they're performing on the Coignition platform. So we can see what the bid record is, the candidate success rate, offer accept rate, an interview success rate, a bit more about them. And here's another really cool feature that I'll talk about a bit later, the testimonials. So after every hire on Coignition, the employer will write a testimonial, and they will write one on you as well, and they'll give you a grading, and I'll show you that a bit later on. Bit more about the recruiter. You can get a really good feel for who it is you're working with. So we'll choose that we want to work with these guys, and we'll publish our vacancy. Now at this point, Coignition will forward your vacancy anonymously through our social media channels to get even more reach. And this will allow recruiters to see it, register on the platform, and come and bid to work on your vacancy, because they may know someone who's absolutely perfect for this. So this adds another dimension, as well as just looking on LinkedIn and things like that. So alternatively, you can push it through your social media as well, although you wouldn't have the anonymous function, obviously. So we'll continue to our vacancy, and we can see the circles have come alive, and at a glance we can see what's going on within our organisation and who's going through the recruitment process. So as we can see from our notification system, Media Search have placed a bid on the project manager. So let's click to view the bid. Media Search, we see the rating $2.5 grand, the date of the bid. They've put some bid comments in. Now at this point we could reject them if we didn't like the bid price or the rating or something like that. Tell them why, allow them to reapply, reject the bid. That would start to build their MI. But because this is a demo, we'll accept it. Now at this point they get to find out who the hiring manager is, and they get contact details, so they can start to build a relationship with you and ask you more questions and find out a little bit more if they have got questions on top of the comprehensive job description that you've uploaded. But as we can see, they've now got the ability to forward candidates, and the notification system is saying that they've done that. So we'll scroll down, we've got our vacancy there, and we'll view the candidates. So Media Search, which would take us back to the page if we clicked here, and ask a question. This is a really great feature. So every vacancy's got a timestamp record of everything that's happened on the Coignition platform. So if you've got multiple vacancies, you can see what's happening at all times, and it's a really easy way to keep things auditable and traceable. So if we click on the candidate, do you remember we put that screening process in that we wanted the recruiter to check prior to forwarding us the candidate? So here we can see what they've done. So now that we know that the candidate's qualified and we're not going to waste the time, we can download the CV, and at this point we can reject them, tell them why we reject them if we wanted, or we'll accept them for interview. So let's do that. Now, when we schedule them for interview, Coignition, the platforms, are fully integrated with Outlook. So what we'll do is we'll say what sort of interview it is: one-to-one, panel, board interview, assessment centre, so on. Interview duration, interview format. And we can suggest as an employer 3 different times and dates which will go to the recruiter, and they will put that to the candidate and they'll choose one of them, and that integrates with Outlook, so there's no he said, she said. Address, town, city, postcode, and instructions on arrival, parking, bay 70, speak to Beryl on reception, normal stuff. So we'll schedule the interview. Now as we can see, they've accepted one of our proposed interview dates. So we'll view here, we'll have a look. We'll scroll down, and there we can see it's got the time, the place. We can ask a question, still we can reschedule if needed be. But what we'll do, we'll jump forward in time and we'll pretend that were at the offer stage. As we can see, one of our recruiters who we registered has just joined, so we've got more discount, and we can use that on other features within Cognition like the App Store and other great stuff. But let's go to our offer. So as we look here, we can do a raft of stuff, but what we're going to do, we're going to make an offer. We'll put a salary in, proposed start date, the benefits, and in the live version we've got multiple uploads here for job contracts, welcome letters, things like that, and if we've gone through this cycle a few times we could make this our final offer. We won't do in this case. We'll continue to offers because, as you can see, now they've submitted a counter offer, so this manages the whole counter offer process for you. So if we go down, we can see here that we'll respond to their counter offer. It's fully traceable and auditable. As we can see, there's our original offer and they've offered more, and at this point we can cancel it, we can amend it and carry on going round, return to offers, but in this case we're going to accept the offer. Now, prior to it producing the invoice and sending that to the employer, what we're going to do is we've got to rate the winning recruiter, and we're going to rate them on these 6 points here: adherence to process, understanding the job spec, quality communication, cultural understanding, speed of delivery, and ease to do business with. And we're going to write a testimonial that will show up on their page. If you remember, I showed you that at the beginning of the video. Now, the other two successful recruiters who put candidates forward, but we didn't choose, but they did a really good job, we're going to rate them as well so they get some value out of it. And then once we do that, the system will automatically produce an invoice and send that to the employer to pay, and we will pay the recruiter instantly as well. So Phil is now he's in the role, he's started, and we can click on employees and see he's currently in the 3-month probation period, or we can click on an individual and view the rebate. And here we can see that Phil's been with us 12 days, and if we were to part company now, we would be due a 70% rebate, which is £900. In the live version, you get a chance to ask for a free replacement as well, but we can initiate a rebate. So we'd state why and we'd initiate the rebate. So not only is it free to use, you dictate the price that you want to pay. You only pay that at the point of hiring. You get a refund if it doesn't work, and there's more cool stuff as well. So if we click up here, we've got management information. So we can see here how our recruiters are actually performing, and you can see their average time to fill. So you get a real good feel out of the platform as to how well you're doing. And here we can see how the vacancies are done. Now, if we want to go down to a more granular level, we can click on the dashboard, and we can see all the testimonials that recruiters have left us, so we can find out areas for us to improve. And providing this is good, it's going to get better recruiters working for us, so we're going to up the quality even more. Fantastic. We can go down to a granular level and see how we're doing, and we can do that in job types, job roles, sectors, countries, things like that, so you can see how you're doing. Now here, this is just an illustration, but it's to give you an idea of what we're doing in the live version, where you can actually baseline your performance against your peers in your sector or in a different country. So we can see here that the average length of recruitment is 52 days. This company here does it in 19, so they're in the first quartile. And the way we do that is we measure how everything moves through these circles for every vacancy, and we can tell you how efficient you are as an employer. And obviously in getting that better, people are going to work for you, more recruiters are going to work for you because you're better to do business with. So this is all free. It's a really good way to make your operation even faster. So that's the Cognition platform. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you want any more details, please go to www.co-ignition.com. We'd love to help you. You can sign up for a demo on there, and there's some great stuff. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the platform.